Good morning. Welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studios with our producer, Nick Steffens.
Good morning. I forgot to get rid of the battery indicator on my camera so they could see that I had 88% battery life.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, it's better than 5%.
Yeah.
Coming up later in the show, Nick and I are going to humor you guys about our Easter weekends and have a little bit of a banter session here on this beautiful Monday morning.
Yeah, had a little bit of situation with the guest for today, so here we are. It's just you and me.
We're gonna roll with it.
We're gonna roll with it, and
it's probably gonna be
hopefully
awesome.
We're funny enough for people to stay tuned.
Yeah. So you'll find out when we find out what you'll find out. But first, let's take a look at the weather. It is a beautiful day out. 56 degrees and partly cloudy, high of 73.
Yeah.
I busted out the flip-flops. So not yet.
I am anti flip-flop. No one needs to see my toes out in public.
That's fair.
Like, I just don't get flip-flops or what are they called? They're like the bunch of different straps.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what those shoes are called. Chacos?
Yeah, I was going to say, I always say it wrong. Chacos.
Chacos?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
No?
Maybe I'm not like outdoorsy enough.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I love sandal weather, and as soon as I can wear sandals, then it's hard to like go back to like stuffing my feet into shoes again.
But when you wear flip-flops, isn't it kind of dehumanizing when you're like walking and you just hear the...
I agree. Yes. And I should have said I'm wearing sandals, not flip-flops. But yes, I know the noise that they make, or like when people wear slides and all you can hear is like them trying to keep them on their feet when they're moving. Yeah. So yes,
that's my soapbox. I'm anti flip-flop and sandal.
All right. Well, now we know. So let's see here. Local events. Today is April 10th. That is so wild to think that it's almost mid-April. I actually still haven't changed my wall calendar in my office to April. I was going to do that this morning, but...
Well, that calendar is 2022, so...
Oh, it is 2022.
And I'm kind of worried that I signed my utility check 2022 as well, and I'm going to get a past due.
They take your money.
Yeah.
It's fine. So today is April 10th. On April 11th, tomorrow, the Lions Club is turning 50. Join the Chamber Ambassadors in celebrating the Lions Club's 50th anniversary from 4 to 7 at the YMCA conference room with food and drinks provided and drawings for chamber bucks. That's awesome. Sounds like free dinner tomorrow night, maybe.
That sounds pretty,
Yeah. And then a legislative briefing at the Washington County Hospital and Clinics on Friday from 11:30 to 2. Hear updates and engage in conversations with the Washington County area legislators. So, again, another free meal.
That is a good point. I mean, the politics, free meal, it's kind of a double.
I like food and free food. And I think that's the last one of the season.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know if year's the right word, but lots of things going on in April. Just the weather's getting nicer and lots of events. And the police report looks like a hefty one. We had 14 fire calls, 11 traffic calls, 9 sex offender checks, 9 calls for animal complaints, 4 disorderly conducts, 4 assault calls, 4 harassment calls, 4 hang-up 911 calls, then several 3, 2, and 1 calls for different reasons, for a total of 84 calls on this beautiful Easter weekend. There was a theft call in Washington. Reports he lost his bicycle that was behind Pizza Hut in the Timbers. Red and white Trek bike, 107 returned the bicycle to the caller.
Why are you parking your bike in the timbers behind the Pizza Hut? Nothing good ever happens in the timbers behind a Pizza Hut.
Right. I wonder where they found it. Do you think he thought he parked it in a certain area and then...
Well, that's what happened to the next caller.
I saw that. Public service contacts call in Washington. Request for a golf cart inspection at the police department. 102 responded and assisted. Golf cart inspection.
I was going to ask if you knew what that was, because I don't think that's a real thing.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think he actually had to go get his golf cart inspected.
I don't know.
Unless it was like he thinks something wrong happened to it, like someone tried to steal it.
Yeah.
I don't think... Like in the big cities, you have to go for like the emissions tests.
Yeah.
Like, did you have to get your golf cart tested? to own it?
Not that I know of. I've had a golf cart for many years, and that's never happened to me.
Well, I think you need to go get it inspected.
All right. And here's the one Nick was referring to. Iowa City police log, always entertaining. Reporting party concerned that his car was not in the position he left it in. So white Ford Explorer. Reporting party would like an officer to respond. Have you ever moved your friend's car before as to pull a prank on them or anything?
I have not. Have you?
Yes. Like if someone leaves their keys in their car and they're at your house, it's kind of funny to move their car.
Like when you move it, do you just move it slightly to think that they're insane like this guy?
Or just to the other side of the road. Yeah. Or just one spot over or back it in instead of pull it in. Yeah.
But you don't do anything serious, go take it around the block so they can't see it and think their car got stolen?
No.
Oh.
Too lazy for that.
That'd be pretty funny.
So, all right. Well, hopefully everything's okay there with the white Ford Explorer in Iowa City. Another call in Iowa City, hip pain, non-traumatic.
If calling the police because you have hip pain was a valid thing to do, I'd be calling every day. I have awful hips and I'm 23.
Uh-oh.
I got sciatica at 23 years old.
Uh-oh. It's not looking good for you.
No, it isn't.
Before we know it, Nick will be coming in with his flip-flops and a walker.
When I had with the Key Wash half marathon, they talk about having a walker. I think I would need a physical walker if I was going to do a half marathon.
Yeah. Well, you could be the first. Maybe be a world record. Another call in Iowa City. The entire creek behind here is bright green, like antifreeze or coolant.
I think this is just local man discovers pollution is the headline for that.
I thought maybe it was something kind of like in Chicago where they dye green for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except it probably was car waste.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's like The Simpsons and it's the radioactive goo.
I just like how it says entire creek behind here.
I think I know where that creek is because my friends used to live there.
Too funny. All right, last call from Iowa City. Outside, male operating one of the forklifts in the construction zone, and the reporting party thinks he isn't supposed to be there. Now he's staggering away, so possibly intoxicated.
Do you ever just get drunk and go for a joyride in a forklift?
No, I never have. Have you?
I can't say on the air if I have or not.
All right. Well, interesting. Always interesting with the police log. So, all right. Well, we're going to head to commercial break. And when we come back,
we're going to talk about who knows what.
Yep. Wait and see.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey, Emmy. What did the evil chicken lay?
Okay.
Hey, Emmy.
Hi.
What did the evil chicken lay?
What?
Deviled eggs.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, and I'm here in the studios with Nick Steffens, and we're just gonna chat a little bit about Easter weekend and some other shenanigans. So should be entertaining.
How was your Easter weekend?
Easter was good. Kind of started off the weekend Friday night. My son had a baseball scrimmage. That was fun.
Don't you just love those early April baseball? I guess you actually had good weather for it.
You know, the weather was beautiful. It was windy, and when you go out to the wellness park, even though it was like 63 degrees, that wind made it a little chilly. But it was beautiful.
Because I just remember the first baseball game every year, putting like a hand warmer in my mitt, just freezing every time. But at least they had good weather.
Yeah, you never know. And have you seen now those like pods people can buy to like sit in? I looked at those at Shields this weekend. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on that, but I
think that'd be a good investment.
I feel like I've kind of judged people that have had those before, but also jealous of them at the same time. So
yeah, I feel like I'd get pretty claustrophobic but it's also nice because I don't know how it is with that team, but sometimes you don't want to talk to people. At least I feel like I wouldn't want to talk to every other parent. Just a little cocoon. And I would just be able to tune everyone out.
I was just thinking that would keep my kids out, but I would miss talking to other people. So
that's fair. But you're more social than I am.
Yeah, then on Saturday, my son had basketball in Hiawatha, so that was fun. Kind of kicked off the basketball season. And then, Easter Sunday yesterday, I hosted at my house, so it was a good time.
Do your kids ever take a break from sports? Because I feel like every time there's some sort of a thing that they're going to, whether it's swimming, basketball, or baseball.
Yeah, we had a couple week lull in between sports, but yeah, Dalton's doing baseball and basketball, and Dexter's doing baseball and soccer. So definitely be a busy spring. So, but it's good.
And then the actual Easter dinner was
good. We did a brunch. What do you guys do for your family?
We usually did brunch, but this time we did. I kind of mentioned off here. When my family gets together, it's a long time. It's loud, and so we get drinks and snacks at like noon, 1, and then go to dinner.
Feast all day.
And then basically just eat a lot of stuff all day.
Gotcha. Yeah, we did like breakfast casseroles, quiche, sausage gravy, biscuits, bacon, monkey bread. There was some fruit, but I didn't eat any fruit because I didn't want to fill myself up with something healthy when I could be eating all of these carbs. So
Jade and I brought fruit because we're like, oh, are we gonna get ill if we just eat salami and prosciutto and cheese and then have ham and more cheesy stuff for dinner? So we're like, let's bring fruit. And I think we're the only people that actually ate it.
Well, then you can take some home and eat it this week. So
Any
Easter egg hunts at your Easter gathering?
No. So the youngest is my 2-year-old niece. And so I think it'd be weird and then I'm the next youngest at 23. So I think it might be a little weird if the Easter egg hunt was just me and my niece running around the yard. So I don't know if she did an Easter egg hunt.
I feel like next year that you should buy an Easter bunny costume.
There was one for sale in the Mount Pleasant Quarter Maybe More store. That was terrifying. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that would be a good thing. I think it would traumatize every child in the area if I wore that around. So I pitched this on Friday's episode of having a like full contact Easter egg hunt in Washington.
Full contact.
Like it's a competition. Like the eggs are out and they're hit. It's the same thing, same Easter egg hunt. You know how you just kind of let the kids go and they run and see how many they can pick up.
Yeah.
So you just have grown men doing it and they're not holding back.
It's going for all the glory.
Going for all the glory. There's nothing in the eggs. It's just bragging rights.
That sounds dangerous.
Yes, but I think it would be kind of fun and be a good release.
So my mom did an Easter egg hunt for the grandkids at my house. There's 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And she did, you get 15 pink eggs and you get 15 orange eggs. So they're only looking for their type of eggs.
That's smart.
So it kind of takes the fun out of like being the competition out, but it also keeps
stops
everybody.
a lot of kids crying.
And it's fair. But my son was like, hide them hard, And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I went out and I didn't hide them that hard, mostly because I was afraid I was going to forget where I hid them and then they weren't going to be able to find them. And he couldn't find like half of them, but some of his eggs were camouflaged. So like they were
That's-
literally camouflaged eggs. So they were kind of hard to find.
That's difficult. I don't think I could find camouflage eggs.
He was the last one to find all of his eggs, but
Well, he asked
anyways,
for it.
it was fun. But my niece thought it would be funny to hide some empty eggs. So she went out after we hid the eggs and dropped empty eggs, and nobody thought that was funny.
I bet she did, though.
Yeah, she thought it was hilarious, and so did her father. But everybody else thought it was mean. So, Easter Bunny visit your house. Did your mom get you an Easter basket?
She did not. My niece got one. She was the only one that got an Easter basket. So we did get candy. I don't think I ate any of it, but there was chocolate. My family's not a big sweets family, and so I think I know Grandma brought chocolate eggs, but I did not eat any.
So what's your favorite Easter candy?
The like big Reese's eggs.
That big?
Like, have you seen them? Like
But
the
they're like this.
okay, well, that's not what I did. But they're the.
I was like, I want that Easter egg.
I bet you could probably find big, but
Yeah.
it's the perfect ratio of chocolate to peanut butter.
Well, and have you ever heard that they actually put why they're so much better at Easter and Christmas and all of these holidays because they put like more sugar in them? Have you heard that?
That would
I don't know
probably
if it's
explain
true
it.
or false, but I think it's actually true.
That would make sense. I was thinking it was the more peanut butter to chocolate ratio
I agree because
compared to just like a normal Reese's cup.
on the cup you have the hard outer
yeah.
edge, which is kind of annoying. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I have a little bit of a confession. Last night I did make a blizzard with Easter egg Reese's.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good.
That sounds pretty good.
I was trying to decide how many was an appropriate amount of eggs to put in, and I won't disclose how many I decided that was.
Did you eat any of your kids' candy?
I did not eat any of my kids' candy.
That's good.
The Easter Bunny visited the kids at our house. Very small, pathetic Easter basket from the Easter Bunny for my husband and I, but the kids scored.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Easter Bunny's basket was pathetic. And I was
No.
like, wow, well, that's why, because you trash talking them.
And then when my mom came over for Easter, she still gets us adults Easter baskets. So it's pretty awesome. My favorite candy is you can get these cartons of bubble gum, Easter egg bubble gum. So good.
What's your opinion on Peeps?
Peeps,
Yeah.
not a fan.
How are they still in business?
I don't
They're
know.
the most disgusting things I think I've ever.
And now they have like all these crazy flavors and colors, and I can't even keep up. But
Yeah,
I'm not. I walk by them and I don't even make eye contact with them.
They made a Pepsi that's Peeps flavored. It's not that good. Who's buying that?
I know. It's a good question. I don't know.
I think Peeps is a money laundering front or something because there's no way people are actually buying those and enjoying them.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say it's marketing, but I look at it and I'm like, I don't even want to try that.
As a marketing person, who would you market Peeps to?
That's a good question. Kids, because they're colorful? I don't know.
Yeah, but then it's like, hey, here's a glorified marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Yeah. No clue.
Yeah,
No clue.
that's my other soapbox. I hate sandals and Peeps.
Sandals and Peeps. Yep. I would go with, not a fan of Peeps.
Yeah.
They're kind of taking over the Easter egg aisle. Like, it's hard for me to find the gum that I
always
like
been.
anymore.
They've always been that way, and I just don't understand it.
Don't
If you
I-
like Peeps, I'm happy for you, I guess.
Chime in, comment below on what's so special, what the best color is. I did crack up this weekend because one of my friends posted on Facebook that like her nephew had bitten all the heads off the Peeps, but then like lined them up so they're all like headless Peeps. And she said something like, he keeps eating the head off the bunnies, and we're like, those are chicks. There's
There's a lot to unpack with that.
There's a lot there, but it was so funny. So
That's a little. We need to check out on that kid. Make sure he's okay.
yeah. So anyways, but yeah, besides that, on Easter Sunday and the Saturday before, this annoying bird has found its way to my house,
Oh yes.
and it repeatedly flies into our picture window by our dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
It sits on the railing and it just attacks the window, and then it falls and flutters, and then it does it again, and then again and again.
When you
And
showed me
it's-
the video, I'm surprised it's not hurt and injured or dead at this point.
I know. It's crazy. I've had a couple people reach out to me because I put it on like my Instagram story to hang a snake from my window, but I don't have a toy snake or an owl. So I might be headed to Ace and More after this to get an owl. I did check to make sure they have them in stock.
Two things. One, I don't think a snake would work. I think the person just made that up. And I don't think it would look good to put a snake on your window. Also, those owls are very convincing because I have fallen for them. But also on Friday's episode, I talked about how I also got my hand stuck in a sticky trap. So maybe I'm just not that smart.
Yeah, I missed that part of the episode. But I just don't really want an owl or a snake outside of my kitchen window. But at the same time, like it's hard for me to concentrate and work when I just repeatedly hear this bird. So then it left for a little bit yesterday, like it was taking a nap, came back at night. It's back at it this morning.
So it's like once every 30, like how many times a day does it do it?
It like well over 100, like a lot.
Oh.
Like just repeatedly.
Like
It's-
that, yeah.
It's wild. And at first, and like one time I went over and like hit the glass and I scared it, but then I left and it came back. I'm surprised my dog is actually not even concerned about it. He's just so annoyed by now. He just like rolls his eyes and lays down.
Well, like, I'm trying to think what would be in your kitchen that would attract it. Is it like reflective?
I think the window's reflective, and my husband thinks it's trying to fight itself, but I don't know.
That's all I do every morning. Just look at myself in the mirror and,
Try to fight
and just
yourself.
trash talk myself.
All right. So, anyways, should we head to commercial break and then
should.
talk some more shenanigans?
Yeah,
when we get
figure
back?
out what we're going to talk about afterwards.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be right back.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich. I'm joined in the studios with our producer, Nick Steffens, and we kind of had a situation with our guest not being here this morning, so we've just been talking about our Easter weekends and other things that are kind of going on in our world, and yeah, so I watched Friday's episode a little bit, Nick, and I heard your girlfriend's moving in.
Yep. So she graduates May 13th.
Okay.
And on Saturday, and then we had to move her out of her apartment by 9 a.m. the next morning. And so that's already not going to be fun having to wake up and do that. But then, yeah, she's moving down to beautiful old MP.
Awesome. Where's she from originally?
The suburbs of St. Louis.
Oh, so it's kind of
So it's good.
it's kind of like the suburbs of St. Louis.
Sure. Her biggest problem so far is that she's going to be 20 minutes away from a Target, which is the longest she's ever been away from a Target before in her life.
Yeah.
Because Cedar Falls, there's one a little over 5 minutes away. In O'Fallon, where she's from, it's like down the street.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be the biggest thing, is that there's not things.
I can feel that. I feel like I can resonate with Jade on that. I mean,
Yeah.
being far away from a Target, that could be hard.
Or like
So,
a Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Like there's just not. We got Aldi.
yeah,
That's our closest thing.
that's all you got. So does she have a job?
Not yet. I mean, it's Mount Pleasant, or like even Washington's
Yeah.
probably the same way. You get to the interview and they're like, when can you start? If there's a job opening, it really is open. You can just,
Yeah.
so she's not too concerned yet, especially just finishing the 5 weeks of school I guess 4 weeks of school she has left, plus finals. And then she'll get down here. And I also told her there's a buffer zone before I expect her to start helping out with the bills. I don't expect her to first day, like, all right, where's the rent?
Right.
So there's that. There's that.
What a gentleman, Nick. Nice work. So, so you're getting ready for her to bring her stuff in. Do you have room for her things?
Not at all. The closet's the biggest concern. I'm trying to think how big my closet is. There's like nothing I can compare it to. It's probably 7 feet long.
Okay.
And I've probably condensed my clothes down to about 2 feet. So she has.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So she has a lot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And all the drawers are used up. That's going to be the biggest concern.
Yeah.
And then my office is torn apart because I'm trying to make it. The whole thing is about de-bachelorifying
Yeah.
my house, because I didn't buy any furniture for my place when I moved in. I just like got things from family members, picked things up off the side of the road, and so it's just kind of all thrown together.
Yeah.
And it needs a womanly touch,
Yeah.
to say the least.
I'm sure she'll come in full force and
Yeah. And I also realized I can't just like have things sit in my fridge for a year.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without getting yelled at.
My husband and we got married. I was 21. He was 22. He bought the house a year before I graduated college. And then, so he lived there for a year while I was in college. And then,
So almost like a situation. I don't own my house, but same. I lived there for a year.
Yeah. So then when I moved in, I remember him feeling like, I was like, oh, actually, I really like that, but can you put it in this corner in the
Yes.
basement? I watched the show on Friday and I was laughing about how you were
having to put things in the office. And then like there's things I know she doesn't like, the coffee table. I know we're gonna have to get a new coffee table because I'm pretty sure I'm just using an end table and I just have it sitting in the middle of the living room.
I feel like you have the right attitude. I feel like you're going into it with the right attitude. Like, you know that there's going to be change and I feel like you're ready for it.
Yes, I think I'm ready for it.
Feel like you're gonna
I
embrace
described it to a friend of mine it's kind of like going to see a horror movie in theaters where I'm terrified, but like I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But I'm like also.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I like that. I was kind of
Or like
worried about
going-
where that was going.
Yeah. It sounds bad when I first say it, but I'm like, let me explain.
It's kind of like a horror story.
Yeah.
But hang with me on this.
Hang with me. I'm very excited about it. Do you have any tips for me?
No, not really. Communication.
Just put the toilet seat down,
Pick up after yourself.
clean up my beard hairs when I trim it.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds like you already know. I feel like you should write a
She's
book
already
about
told me.
this.
So.
She's already told you.
Okay,
Well,
she
you're
could-
listening.
Yeah.
It's one thing that she tells you and you don't remember. And there you go.
Do I always remember is the big thing.
Right. Or you remember, are you going to listen?
I listen. The problem, okay, here's another problem. Oh, my soapbox again. The amount of times I go to the bathroom in a day, I don't know how many, I don't keep track. But I put the toilet seat down 99% of the time. But the one time you don't, that's what gets remembered.
Yeah. So I live in a house of boys.
Yeah.
And my kids are always like, why do we have to put the seat down for you? Why don't you lift it up for us? And
That
I'm
is
like,
a good-
because the seat's supposed to be down, but it's kind of a valid point when there's three
Yeah,
versus
you're
one.
outnumbered. But I've never said, well, how come you don't pull it up for me? Like, I would never say that. But I guess when they're
Yeah.
young
So-
enough where they can say that
Oh,
without
yeah.
getting yelled at.
I suppose. Yeah. So anyways, well, talking about horror movie reminds me that I went to a movie yesterday. I went to Super Mario Brothers.
Was it scary?
It was not scary, but Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought it started at 6 because I looked at the movie times on Saturday. It said 6, but when I looked on Saturday, I was looking at Saturday's times, not Sundays. So we got there at 5:55. Show didn't start till 6:30. But luckily, we did get the bottomless bucket of popcorn.
I was gonna say, so your popcorn was gone, but I guess if you got that,
So
it's fine.
popcorn was gone by 6:15. Got the refill by the time the movie started, and yeah, it was pretty entertaining. It was an hour and a half. I don't know if I'd go buy it. Glad I went to it. Yeah, it was entertaining. It was fun. Kind of brought me back to like my childhood days of playing like the original Nintendo.
What you said with your boys.
I don't know if they've played like Super Mario. We've played Super Mario Kart, but I don't know if they've played like traditional Super Mario where you have to like save the princess and jump on the flag and
like, so you mentioned the like mushroom, like they just, maybe they got it. I don't know.
But I think regardless, I meant to ask them afterwards if they understood everything, but you know,
like
it's
all
a movie.
All the little references and Easter eggs.
Yeah, but it was cute. It was entertaining. It was fun. So
Does Chris Pratt, does he do a Mario voice or is he just Chris Pratt doing the voice?
I'm guessing a Mario voice.
Like,
Mario
is he
Luigi?
doing like the high pitched voice throughout the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, that surprises me.
Yeah. It was good. And they tied in like Mario Kart and they tied in like Donkey Kong and all those Bowser and the princess.
Well, I'm glad that like the voice actors did fine. Because they just like, now it's like you just hire famous people, not like professional voice actors. And so it's kind of
just to like lure people in.
Just to lure people in.
Yeah.
So I'm always worried when, movies like this come out.
Yeah, just never know. So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a little bit of a food coma from brunch yesterday, Easter candy, buttery popcorn for dinner, endless, and then, you know.
This is off topic, a show I recommend. It's called Jury Duty.
Okay.
So it's one guy doesn't know that he's a part of this. It's all scripted, but one guy thinks he's actually doing jury duty. So it's all scripted and the people are just saying like this insane stuff and it's hilarious. Highly recommend it.
What's this on? YouTube TV or Netflix or Amazon?
Why did you have to ask me that?
Okay, sorry.
Jury Duty show. It is on, I feel like I pirated it.
Oh, all right.
Let's be honest here. Why can I not find where it was streamed at?
I don't watch much TV, but I'm trying to look for more shows to watch.
Freevee. That's why I couldn't remember it. No one ever actually watches Freevee.
Yeah, I've never heard of that actually. Freevee.
Freevee. So it's free. That's why I did not pirate it. It was on Freevee.
Very good. I'm looking for more shows to watch because when I'm on the treadmill, like watching shows just makes it go faster.
Yes.
But I don't watch very many shows, so it's hard to.
There's only a few episodes, so I highly recommend it.
Okay, Jury Duty. Speaking of TV, did you watch the Masters?
Kinda, because it got rained out on Saturday, right?
I don't know.
No, I think it like they delayed the play or suspended play, whatever they call it, on Saturday. So I watched a lot of the previews when I thought I was going to be watching it. Well, not previews, replays when I thought I was going to be watching it live.
I was kind of bummed. I turned on SportsCenter when I was on the treadmill on Friday, and they were playing the Masters, and I'm like, no, this is SportsCenter. I don't want to watch the Masters. And then I watched it a little bit yesterday. Fell asleep, took a nap. So, but
that's what you're supposed to
I
do.
can't watch golf. I can't watch a lot of golf, but some of those shots though are impressive. I'm just how?
I was on grandma duty, is what we call it, for Easter, meaning I had to drive my grandma to and fro Marion. And there was the NCAA hockey championships, and it was a great finish, and I missed it because I was on Nana duty.
Oh, well.
That's what happens, I guess.
That's what happens. Yep. All right. Well, that's probably all that people want to hear about from us, Nick. What do you think?
They're probably done.
Today's National Day. Seems made up, like they all do.
Yeah, it's National Encourage a Young Rider Day. So, are either of you boys riders?
Only if I make them.
Well, encourage them.
I'll go home and encourage them. Yeah. Whenever I ask them to write a thank you note, they're like, thank you. And I'm like,
hey,
can we elaborate on that? Like,
then a few words.
For what? Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Well, I'll go encourage a young writer today, and we encourage you to do the same also.
Yes. I bet there's probably there's a writer's workshop at the library. So go take your kid.
There you go.
and then have their writing picked apart by someone. Can't really play the birthday game, so I'm just going to quiz you. You said you did not know who any of these people were,
No.
which is perfect. I'm going to make kind of make this photo bigger. There we go. First up, we have David Harbour, who apparently you haven't watched Stranger Things, so you don't know who this guy is.
Nope. All right, let's go 59.
He's 48.
What?
So 0 for 1.
I almost went in the 60s. That would have been bad.
This looks more like a mugshot for the guy.
Yeah.
But Charlie Hunnam, Sons of Anarchy, King Arthur.
37.
He is 43. So 0 for 2.
Okay.
Going into the
So
last
far, so
celebrity,
good.
which is Daisy Ridley from the new Star Wars movies, the new Star Wars trilogy.
39.
She's 31.
All
very
right.
young.
So,
0 for 3.
missed everybody's age
Good thing there was no
by
guest.
over 5.
Yeah.
So that was impressive.
Good thing there was no guest.
Dang, man. All right. I forgot to look on my Facebook feed to see if there's any birthdays today.
Do I know any?
My son's birthday's later this week, but not today.
Yeah, I think that's all we have for birthday shout-outs because I don't think there's anyone I know.
All right. Thanks for joining us today on Washington Live. We hope you have